So now that we have a bit of a more peaceful environment to talk in, this is my character in ESO Online. His name is Seren. He's my second character because the first one I got to level 6 and ended up being a bit unhappy with the way that I spend my skill points. I'm not sure how to hide this, so I think I'll just leave it there. Hopefully it isn't too distracting, but yeah, I didn't like the way that I distributed the first one's skill points. I am a mage, and I will tell you a little bit about the game right now. So now that I've shown you my character, let's log out and I'll go to this create character screen so I can show you a little bit about the game. Now here's the screen. As you can see, there's different preview options, which is pretty cool. We'll get back to that in a minute here. So we have 3 different covenants, and these are very similar to World of Warcraft's Alliance and Horde factions. But in this game, there's 3 of them. I joined the Daggerfall Covenant. Unfortunately, I did not see any kind of lore behind the covenants when you first joined them, so I really just joined it because it had a blue background, and I'm usually an evil character. And this time, I wanted to go for something a little bit different, so I went with the good one. But you can Google lore if you want to. There's the Daggerfall Covenant, the Aldmeri Dominion, which seems to be neutral, and the Ebonor Pact, which is red, which is probably evil. So those are the 3 different factions you can join. The races are actually the same, of course, in each faction. And there are the standard races that are always in these types of games. There's Breton, which is a magic user. High Elf, the king of the magic users. Argonian, sneaky lizard people. An orc, big battle guys. Wood Elf, easily forgotten, nimble and quick. And in this game, they're actually pretty noticeable. Like, there's a big difference between the Wood Elf and the High Elf in this game, and the Dark Elf. In Skyrim, it was a lot of times hard to tell if someone was a Wood Elf, or at least for me. There's the Dark Elf, the Dunmer, the Red Guard. They are, I think they're from like eastern lands, like the Middle East in the old ages, and they're very physically strong. They're warriors. The Gaid, the default is very ugly. Nords. Everyone knows who Nords are because of Skyrim. is only available if you have the digital version, I think it's called. It's the version that costs like $20 more. You get to be an Imperial if you want. And there's also other perks like a free mount. Practically free mount anyways, so. And then there's different classes. Now, I've researched these and here's what I've found. Dragon Knights are the tanks. They're dedicated tanks, basically. Now, I'm sure with any of these builds, any of these classes, you could use them for a number of things, but I'm just stating what they're like originally intended for. You can get very creative with your characters here, so I can't stress enough that just because they are intended for it, it doesn't mean anything really, but yeah, now that I've said that, these are the tanks of ESO Online. They are built to be like warriors. Now there's sorcerers. They are magic or ranged DPS. And then there's the Nightblade, which is melee DPS. And then there's the Templar, which is a jack of trades. The Templar really is the jack of all trades because they have different skill trees that basically let them do any role that they want. I believe there's 3 roles. One is tanking, one is damage dealing, and I'm guessing the other one might be healing, but I have forgotten. But those are the different classes. If you look over here in preview, you can get a preview of what the top level gear will look like. And the gear does differ based on what race you are. But just because you are a certain race doesn't mean you have to wear that type of gear. You can craft gear in different styles. So those are the basics. Very similar to other Elder Scrolls games, there are a lot of different options that you can play around with to make your character look very unique. And they made it pretty easy to do. Like these things, for example, where you could just choose one or the other to pick your type of build. They made it very, very easy. Let's switch him to a sorcerer. And now that I look at this, I might actually remake my character to make him more muscular, because this guy looks a lot better than my current character. So I might just have to do that. Minus on this or something, but okay, so yeah, that's that. And then there's a lot of different facial things that you can change as well. You can change their voice, which is really cool. There's just a lot of different options, so you can definitely make your character very unique, unlike in WoW, there's kind of a limited range of things that you can do. So let me log in, and I will get a drink of water very quickly. you can see, the chat is being spammed right now. Okay, so here are the skill trees, and I'll explain how this works. Now there are different talent bars which you can raise, and similarly to Skyrim, if you fill the talent bar all the way up on any talent, it'll contribute a little bit to your level. And there are actually a very large number of talents that you can get. For each class, you'll have 3 different options, and if you are a Templar, for example, this is where you would have the difference between the tank, the damage dealer, and whatever the third one is. So, you can level these up too, but first you have to spend a skill point on one of these abilities to get it. And then you can actually level up those abilities by using them, which contributes to leveling up the talent bar for that overall ability class. And once you level up these abilities enough, they will grow stronger, and you can morph them into stronger abilities as well. For the mage, we have dark magic, daedric summoning, and storm calling. Now, each talent tree has their own specialization, and the talent trees are actually the reason that I started over again, because originally on my first character I had talents all over the place, and I didn't like that because these talents do go hand in hand with each other. For example, if you get all the way down to here, you can heal yourself by using talents that are within this talent tree. So, at least in early game, you really do want to have all these talents in one talent tree, or at least it helps to make the leveling up process a lot easier early game. Now, we also have more types of skills that you can use. We have weapon skills, bow skills, staff skills, and these are actually different classes of skills altogether. They are not passive abilities, they are actually skills that will go down in the hotbar. And as you can see here, you only have 5 hotbar slots. So let's say, for example, that I got all of the dark magic slots. Well then, all my slots would be filled up. Similarly, I could use a 2-handed weapon and completely ignore the class skills and only get the weapon skills. That is an option. And I think that makes this game very unique because there's so many different ways that you can go. I mean, if you're a mage, you could be a dark magic mage, a daedric summoner, a storm caller mage, a destruction mastaff mage. You could level up 2-handed and be a axe-wielding battle mage. You can wear any type of armor you want. You could specialize in soul magic. Undaunted. I don't know what that is. But if you, for example, if you joined the Mage's Guild, is locked until I get dark magic up to 20. Right now it's at 4. But I can't get this before that, so sky shards are it's hard to describe, but they're like beams of light, and if you use them, if you find 3 of them and use them all, then it'll gain you an extra skill point. So it's just a nice little thing to have if you're looking for more skill points. Now, I would ask that you please don't be like me and not notice the character page until the second game that you've been, the second day that you've been playing the game. Here, you can upgrade your magicka and health and stamina. So, the skills page isn't your only level up page. It's also this. And do remember to use this because it'll help you greatly. On my first character, kept wondering why I never had enough magicka for anything. So, yeah, you definitely want to remember that. Level 1. Huh? Now, let's see. What else is there? Let's go. Let's head over to... Don't pay attention to that. There's a quest thing. Now let's head over to the area where we get clothing or make clothing and armor and all that good stuff. I honestly haven't found a good use for making armor early on in the game. That's a glitch, by the way. Now let's help this guy out. Looks like I'm missing him. Okay. That's a quest guy who's trying to attack someone else, so let's go to this area over here. We might help out this guy too, but it looks like he's good. So as I was saying, I haven't found a very good use for this early on in the game, because the stuff that you make generally is not enchanted, unless you actually enchant it yourself, but there might be an easy way to do that. If there is, I simply haven't played long enough to find it yet. Yeah, I'm definitely going to remake my character while I'm still level 3 because he looks so scrawny. Alright, this is the first creature you get in Daedric Summoning, if you were curious about that. And you can transform it into a clan fear once you level the skill up enough. Now let's see, clothing station. Okay, so to make clothes, the first thing you have to do is refine the materials. There's a lot of different materials that can be used for clothing, and I don't remember the names of them right now, but there's a book in this room. If you play, you can go over right here and read the book to see the materials that you need. Once you have the materials, shows you the type of material that you need. It says 7 to 13 jute. Now, that means that you can make it with anywhere from 7 to 13 jute. So, if I'm using 7, it is a level 1 robe. If I do that more, if I use 8, it becomes a level 4 robe, and it gives more protection. So, basically, the more material you use, the better off you are in terms of protection. Now down here you see style, and unfortunately I don't have another stone right now, but the armor style means that it'll look like an armor would make it. There's different kinds of styles based on the cultures of the different races. And if you want a robe that was made, or looks like it's made from a Kahit cultural background, you can do that if you just acquire the stone for it. Now, speaking of knowledge, and you can unlock these at different ranks. So, if I make a lot of things, enough to get clothing up to 5, then it will upgrade and allow me to have the knowledge to make new things. So, there might be some benefit to doing that, but I find that mostly carrying around these mats, mostly it just makes for a really, really filled up bag that gets really annoying. There's also provisioning, which is you can make recipes with it. I think it's either I think it's food and maybe drink. And there's also alchemy, so where you can make potions. And I just remembered you can actually make drinks with this. So there's that, and I think that gives you a basic idea of how everything works. Now I'm going to visit this stable real quick, because the game is telling me that my horse is hungry. I actually forgot that he could get hungry, but it should be pretty easy to get him off fed.
If you want a horse, then we have something to talk about. If you want gossip, find
Be stable. B did rename your mounts. I can rename it. Beating a mount the right food will improve its run speed, stamina, or carry capacity. Very nice. Oh my god. That's really expensive food. Now I'm guessing that these are it's called feeding your mount, but in reality, once you upgrade this, it's upgraded for good. So it's basically a system where you're only buying levels for your horse to make it faster and all this. So yeah. So here's the horse menu. If you get the digital version, which I suggest getting, it's $20 more, but it's really nice. You can get the Imperial horse for 1 gold, and 1 gold. You can earn 1 gold in the tutorial section alone, so it's very, very well worth it. I'd highly suggest it. Very nice having a system of transportation early on. And here's the horse. It's a white horse. Looks pretty nice. so now let us log out of this character. Because I really haven't done anything with him, and I would very much like to have him not looking really dumb. Really, skinny, that is. The way that he was. Now, I am going to stay on the good side. I'm gonna be a high elf male. Sorry about the car in the background. I have really, inconsiderate neighbors. They're kids. It sounds like he's driving away though. Okay, good, he is. Alright, now let's see if I can have spaces in my name. It looks like I might be able to. That's really cool. Seren Soreli. So let's make him muscular even though it is a high elf, just so he doesn't look so ridiculous. And I'm going to keep his height at default. 7. Noticeable skin. Here's what the veteran gear looks like. And now I like him to look like he's been through some serious shit in his life. So I always add this scar tissue, I think it is. He's been burned before. I don't mess with this stuff too much, usually. Because for the most part, this stuff takes care of that for us. Yeah, I think that looks good. I'm sure everybody puts it straight up to muscular, all the way muscular. It wouldn't surprise me. And I think everything else is pretty fine. Hip size won't even. Oh, that doesn't do much. Okay. Neither does that. Yeah, these are just very small adjustments. So let's go into face. Now, heroic is a very like warrior looking face. Soft is pretty much a baby face, and then you've got angular, which I think is very good for mages. There's a certain type of hair that I like, and I think it's that one, yes. Hair color, I usually go with something like that. I make him old as all hell. He could be your grandma, or grandpa, rather. I like that particular adornment. And what about a head marking? I think that's the one I went with. I did forget to mess with the other ones. Voice the last time I made the character. I kind of like that, but I kind of like it a little bit darker too. I think I'll go with darker. Man, these eyebrows make a big difference actually. In the way that the character looks. I guess I shouldn't make him too evil looking considering he is in the Daggerfall Covenant. Let's go back over here. Oops. else I am not going to mess with, but we do need a good voice for him. I might have gone with this one the last time around. Oh god. Yeah, I think we will go with F. So that, I think, completes the character look. His head looks kind of small for his body, but I guess that'll have to do. I guess that'll be alright. Hopefully. That definitely looks like a more warrior type, but I don't know. I kind of like that. I really kind of like that a lot, actually. Ooh. Oh, hell yeah, I like that. That looks tons better. So this, my friends, is going to be my mage. I am going to be making this character a pure mage. I'm going to be going with spellcasting. I don't think that I'll be one of those characters who gets too creative with the way that they make their character. Like the way that some people make a mage, and there'll be a battle mage that takes dungeons, things like that. I think I'll just have a very, very standard character, at least until later in the game. So I will be doing ASMR videos on this character.